So, childhood wounds is one. So we know that how the experiences of our childhood make us lose parts of ourselves. Sometimes we lose innocence, sometimes we lose joy, we lose wonder, we lose faith in ourselves. So we become these people who are trying to get now with our strategies what we lost in our childhood. Okay? So the childhood wounds it's very important to know that this there is something that happened to us, and how we are right now is not our natural state of being. Yeah. So second, I would say, is disconnection from the self. So what happens to us is that these personalities are formed inside us, and these personalities, they operate according to their belief system. For example, if we say a pleaser self is formed, so the belief system of the pleaser is that if the other person is happy with me, then I'm everything is set for me. Everything is going to work out, or I will get the love that I need. But that belief system is very limited. If we really look at it, it's not logical. Even if we were to do two things for someone, the other one will say, no, no, you didn't do these two things. And as all of us have experienced in different areas of our life, it is never enough. So, but the personality which is operating from that belief system will go on doing that very same things, not realizing that it is very futile. Okay. Or the pusher who wants to like go on working, or the perfectionist who wants to do the best job regardless of how much pain it is causing us. So these personalities, when we are operating from these personalities, we have lost touch with ourselves. So when we come into the consciousness of that these personalities are there, we begin to connect to ourselves, because there is something deeper beyond the personalities, which is us. And the disconnection from the self also is kind of very evident when we find it so difficult to even to be able to do something which you would enjoy. What is it that we want to do? It For a little child, it comes to him very naturally. I want to play with this marble. I want to touch this leaf. I want to run here. But for an adult, it becomes very complicated. It's because of the disconnection to ourselves. So first of all, we have to know that what has happened to us. Only then we can think of a cure for ourselves. Third, what happens? So these points are also interrelated. So they are not separate, completely separate from each other. So they are kind of like enmeshed together. So what happens is that we form negative core beliefs. What are these core beliefs? Example is that I'm a bad person. So we don't know that we have formed these core beliefs. But if we are unhappy in her life, or things are not working out, so it is just indicative that we have formed these core beliefs. Usually we wouldn't be aware of them. So if the core belief is that I am a bad person, so the person might take on pleaser behavior, trying to please other people to get approval. Okay. Or with I am a bad person, the person might go on to have a perfectionist personality, and you're always trying to do the things so well, because he wants to prove that he is a good person. So that personality has come in reaction, that behavior has come in reaction to the negative core belief. So, which is the next point, which is the negative behavioral patterns. Where do they come from? They come because we have these negative core beliefs within us. So if somebody has, childhood wounds, and the worth is low, feeling low self-worth, so negative core belief could be that, yeah, I'm not good enough. Okay. the negative, what could be the negative behavioral pattern? You might be surprised, it could even be arrogance. It could even be a dominating behavior, right? So, see, all of these are very interconnected. So, there would be emotional wounds, there would be the negative beliefs which have formed, there would be disconnection from the self, because now I am not in that natural state of feeling loved. I want these love. I want the love and approval from outside. So, what would happen is that these personalities would form to get that approval and love. Okay, so then I would be doing these behaviors. So, see, behaviors are very, very superficial. And many times when I'm working with people, many people they are exaggerated by their own behaviors, that why am I doing this, why am I again being a pleaser here, why do I become the doormat again and again. So because the behavioral pattern is coming from such deep roots within us of the negative beliefs, disconnection from self, all of it rested on the childhood wounds, right? So then it's a big big complex building which is formed, and we are only able to see the outer. So when we try to correct it just at the behavioral level, like, oh, I'm a workaholic and I should probably stop and I should rest a little, it's very hard to break that. So you see, so all of this is happening inside of us. I can also say social conditioning, because we are so much, these are ingrained within us, that what is the right thing to do and what is the wrong thing to do. Okay, we try to follow what are the familial values that were being followed. We want to be like our family. We want to be very loyal to our families. We want to be acknowledged. We want their love. I really feel that social conditioning, when it is blind, it leads to so much struggle within ourselves. Okay, then there can be, we are trapped in negative thinking, feeling patterns. So the emotions, see, again, they're all very interconnected. They're not so separate. All these points are not separate from each other. So if you look at this one, it is this key. There is some emotion deep inside me. Maybe this guilt. Okay, so this is the guilt, and the guilt will fuel that thoughts. I am a bad person. That's the thoughts that will happen. The thoughts again will fuel the same kind of feeling, fear, and self-loathing. All of this loop will get formed, and that would be the inner being. So many times when that loop is operating within us, we find it very difficult to be happy, very difficult to break that loop. Okay. Then the impact of environment, I feel, is also very important. So if we are living in an atmosphere where there are raised voices and people are quarreling with each other, we'll definitely not feel good. Or it's a very noisy atmosphere, the place is not aesthetic, or it is a lot of clutter around us, then also it's very possible that we will not be feeling good. And last I can say is, again, it's from a different perspective, this very same thing, that we have lost touch with the present moment. And how does that happen? That happens because we are caught in a mental world, in a world of thoughts, and we are caught in our emotions. So we are not able to be present here, just being in this moment. So subsequently we'll come to an exercise where we will like to experience being in the present moment, where we are using all of our senses.